Aloha. Thank you for being with us at Love on Earth Foundation. We're happy to present about half an hour of Hawaiian healing. I've been a healer for many, many years. I actually started early in Anahola on Kauai, taught by many, many different masters. And what I share with you today is dear to my heart. I've been teaching these same lessons all over the United States for several years. I have a book, and the book is Wise Secrets of Aloha. It really contains a lot of ways we used to heal and how we heal in modern times. The first segment we're doing is about the difference between circle culture and pyramid culture. So there'll be two segments. One, to present the idea, and secondly, present the idea in group over at Kalani. When those are done, I'll be back. So often people ask me why there's so many changes and what those changes mean that's happening to the world and now. The ones have this point of view. There is a circle culture, and those are those cultures that depend on Mother Earth to survive independently of technology. And then there is the pyramid culture. The people who have, like Americans, the pyramid on the dollar bill. So basically I'm saying there's the pyramid culture and the circle culture. And eons ago, it was the pyramid culture that came to dominance. They came to dominance on the understanding that their God is outside of them, separate from you, and that there always must be some intermediary between you and God. That's basically like the American Roman culture, the American culture, most of Europeans. The circle culture says, wait, there's another point of view, that God is actually inside of you, and that the culture that holds itself as a circle is a culture that says no man is above the other. That in fact, even though they're chiefs, they just enter to the center of the circle to take responsibility. But for the most part, everyone in the circle is independent of a God outside of them and dependent on a God inside of them. And the God inside of them is the verb, not a noun. Because we Hawaiians don't perceive that the human nature is capable of fully understanding the vastness and vision of the God, the noun. We like to keep ourselves in the verb, in the now. And in the now, each individual is always equal to each individual. Not true in the pyramid culture. We've come to a time where the pyramid culture is kind of like running out of gas. So it will find a new way of surviving the human cultures. It will be into the circle cultures again. We've been around for a long, long time, and the pyramid culture is a failed experiment. My proof of that is not too many bodies of heavens or planets or stars are pyramids. Most of them are circles, like the moon. So for that reason, that's where we're going, into that age, returning. But we don't have to break down the pyramid culture. We might have to integrate a lot of what they've taught us and what we will teach them, because for centuries we've broken down the pyramid and rebuilt it. Maybe there's another way. Maybe we can have structure without dominance. Thanks.
Aloha.
I really work hard to keep the collective in a circle, because the circle is the most common expression of community. 99% of all of your ancestors participated in a fire in the middle or a hearth to hold us together, that warmth. And our bodies resonate to that truth. It's complicated, but I'm going to really try to get you to understand. This circle represents that everybody in this circle is equal, parity. There's nobody more or less important to the whole than what's here. Because there's no whole if you're not participating. That's the circle culture. And that while someone can move to the center to guide, it's all developed on the idea that a cluster is how initial imaginative thought is created to open creation, like stars and anything else that happened. So it's really about returning to cluster, collective circle, collective circle. Thank you. Everybody take a deep breath. Oh. Oh. I want to share with you the second segment. And that segment is about Ho'oponopono. We have two pieces. The first being about that famous statement, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you. Second is about lineage healing. And I'll be with you right after those two segments. Thank you so much. Aloha. Hello everybody. Today we're going to be talking about Ho'oponopono. I want to say it again. Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono is to make things right, to bring balance to things. It's used to disengage from conflict and unforgiveness. You know, Hawaiians have a saying about unforgiveness or forgiveness. There's really only two kinds of forgiveness: now or later. Think about that for a second. Now or later. And because of that, there are many different techniques we use to resolve confrontation. But Ho'oponopono is a little deeper than coming to an agreement about the disagreement. It's about erasing the disagreement, releasing it from hold, so it doesn't participate in blocking your future. Have you ever figured out that a lot of the times your future is blocked by holes from the past? Unforgiveness is the biggest knot there is. And to release that really changes the direction and course of your fate. And let me just cover it really simply. The statement goes, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you. I want to repeat it. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you. And if you're Hawaiian or thinking in the Hawaiian form, the I'm sorry is not a commitment to relinquish authority. It's a commitment to engage authority of the verb God, divinity. When you say I'm sorry, something inside of me must be causing this, what I see in front of me. You ask divinity to release the hold on that. Please forgive me, saying whatever I'm involved in, I want to be forgiven or released of, because it's not my thing. It's not what I want to be doing. Thank you and I love you are responses to divinity for resolving the issue. So when you say I'm sorry, please forgive me, you're asking God to intervene. And the divinity will come and intervene. The important part is to remember is because you have responsibility, meaning you take the responsibility simply for asking for divinity to resolve the issue, you have to give up how the outcome will happen. Whatever the outcome of the issue that is in challenge really is up to divinity to resolve. And time again, Hawaiians have always noticed that when you give a problem to divinity, it does a lot better job at resolving it than you do. Because it sees it from an omniscient perspective. All people involved. It really works. It's worked for centuries here. I really want to tell you how many miracles have happened by those who repeat the simple request of Ho'oponopono. Under all circumstances, whether it's animate or inanimate, or people or things, whatever comes into your way as forms of unforgiveness, simply say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you. And I want to repeat it over and over to you, specifically again. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you. Anytime conflict comes up in your head, and you're welcome to use that chant, and use that particular phrasing, you'll notice it'll dissipate. You'll feel better. It's designed to do that. It's part of healing. It's important. So again, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you, and I love you. Now what's really important here is not to be committed to audience. If you say this in your head, it works. You don't have to give drama to heal. No, just say, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you, and I love you. You can take workshops to do this, or you can just get the message now. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you, and I love you. One more time. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you, and I love you. No matter what the issue, you will receive help from those 4 phrases. That's the way it is. Thank you. Aloha. We have a second perspective, another process. My dear friend Zen will be joining us in just a second to produce for you an expression of this type of Ho'oponopono. Sit back, relax, take a breath. We'll see you right after. Aloha. So hello, and thank you for being here with us. This is my friend Zen. And I'm going to take both of us. Hello, Zen.
Aloha.
So both of us, let's just take a breath right now. Sharing another breath. I'm going to talk to you about an old Ho'oponopono process. This is actually found in a chant that was done in the town I live in a long time ago, on the whole on the island of Kauai. So it's a very simple process. I just ask you right now to kind of focus on your left hand and recognize that by what we understand, most of the left of your being, your body, represented in your hand, is the feminine. Yeah? All of the mothers actually compose the signaling, the DNA for that lineage. So the idea of Ho'oponopono is to bring to rightful perspective a balanced perspective. And so what I want you to do is follow me and see how we do that in Old Hawaii. So take your left hand and say, I.
I.
From the beginning of time.
From the beginning of time.
Now let's go back to mom. Say to mom, your mom. You're the mom? Yeah, of course. Say to mom. Mom.
Mom.
Mother's mother.
Mother's mother.
Mother's mother's mother.
Mother's mother's mothers.
All mothers.
All mothers.
In my life.
In my life.
From beginning of time to now.
From the beginning of time until now.
Yeah. To all those mothers.
To all those mothers.
That are of me.
That are of me.
I love you.
I love
To the right. To my father.
you. To my father.
And his father.
And his father.
And all fathers before.
And all fathers before.
To the beginning of time.
To the beginning of time.
We love you.
We love you.
We love you.
We love you.
Now, you want to kind of say to yourself, that's the first time you've said that.
Yes.
And it also means that every single one in that lineage participated in a single wish that you be here. So it would be safe to say that you, as I and you, particularly you, are the sum total of all of your ancestors. This is the good that gets. This is as good as it gets right now. And that because you are the sum total of all of your ancestors, you have a single authority, is to extend that to all of your descendants. So to all of the women that come after you in your line, say to them with your hand, left, we love you.
We love you.
And we wish you life.
And we wish you life.
Aloha.
Aloha.
To all the men that come after you, we love you.
And we love you.
You have our will, our faith, and our aloha.
You have our will, our faith, and our aloha.
We love you.
We love you.
Now receive that perspective. Humbly acknowledge, I am peacefully
peacefully
the sum total
the sum total
of all
of all
before me.
before me.
You have a great day. Thank you. Well, hello again, and thanks for participating in those first two pieces. I really like that Ho'oponopono. I really do. Take a breath with me. Aloha. The breath of God is in our presence. You know, that's a definition given to me by Auntie Margaret Machado. She was one of the several teachers I had in the art of lomi lomi. She presented work with me and taught me how to use oil in the lomi lomi form. But there are several other teachers, not so famous, but absolutely so profound, such as Tutumoke, who taught me the work of bone washing. Bone washing is a kind of work in Lomi Lomi that keeps your clothes on, and you're using a touch that creates the release of energy that adds at the skin of the bone. That's where the athletic memory of the body is, according to the beliefs of Hawaiians. When you move that away, there's a much more freedom for the energy of your body to become vitalized. So I gave a shot of that, or a presentation of that, a couple of years ago, and I wanted to present it to you. Enjoy this. See you right after. Thank you.
Aloha, I am Gloria, Ku'ule Aloha Kapola, and today we're here at Haliluana on the island of Kauai. My special guest is Kumu Harry Uhane Jim, who has joined us for 2 days to teach the class about Ho'oponopono, creating space in the body, and bone washing. I have a few little clips for you to share with you and to enjoy, to see his style of teaching, the gifts and the wisdom that he has, and to truly know the essence of the aloha and the joy that he brings to Lomi Lomi. Thank you. Mahalo.
So let's see another here. Here's a big thing to catch. I'm going to lift over we are at the scapula, okay? And now everybody has a place where when you raise your hand, right, there's a point where both meet right there. And it is challenging. But when you free bone washing that particular point, they'll just go without a problem. Because that's where the constriction is, right at that muscle. It is where the most right there. Yeah. Right there. That's a big one. I'll go around the room to show you exactly where that is.
Oh, yeah, that was a start.
Yeah. This one right here. Yeah. So what I'm doing is going to the side of it. Yeah, and back there. And go back. This one, sometimes you just take the whole thing. Oh. Right there too, yeah. That's related to this. Yeah, okay. Okay, I'll take a breath. This is an easy way of taking out the extra energy that is circulating. You guys have done this before? Mm-hmm. And just do, just like that. So I'm just carpal tunnel? Carpal. Right there. And I keep opening it and letting the body feel the relief from that. Okay. We ready to get back to work, you think? Okay. There we go. There we go. There. How many of you guys have ever figured out that when you're driving a car, yeah, the person I'm talking to now isn't driving? Yeah, because you just can't be capable of having McDonald's fries and driving, right? Or makeup. Because I see that all on the freeways. People do everything but actually drive, right? And who's driving? The child. The body's consciousness. So who's driving right now in this activity? I'm trying to appreciate that the least I do, the better off I am. The child is driving. The child is finding where my fingers belong. Remember that story I gave you about the aimless arrow never misses? Yeah. And what we learned from that experience is that the guy who does the intuitive doesn't actually have to look at the target. The guy who practices aim has to look at the target. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. So I haven't seen any target, but my child knows exactly, right there, yeah, where that is. And all I'm required to do is somehow give enough confidence to the child to go play. While at the same time, my adult mind is completely responsible for maintaining a space of safety and enjoyment. Which is so easy because we do that. While our child is driving, we think of everything else we have to get done. Constantly working on our safety to our environment, which is the purpose for our ego. Thank God it can take care of itself without ego's attention, the child, because, There's just too much to do. Thanks for sharing time with us. So we've done a lot in a very short time. We've gone through the circle culture, in definition to the pyramid culture. We've spent some time on Ho'oponopono and a bit about Lome Lome. There are many other resources available in the realm of Hawaiian healing. I recommend my book, Wise Secrets of Aloha. You can also find that on the web, either at Amazon by Kindle or by ordering at any bookstore. Also, my webpage can really help you organize some time with us in expanding your teachings. In the meantime, I want to say, please continue with the course with Love Earth Foundation. We're so grateful for participating. You have an awesome time. We'll see you soon. Aloha. Thank you.